Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Well, the first new talent I'd like to introduce to you is Daniel Day. He's the youngest rebel, just turned 18, and he's actually the fourth generation of the Day family with whom I have had the pleasure of talking and getting to know. Daniel, you started with the Rebels sort of in a casual way. You attended at the Grace Life Church with Sheila Gunn Reid every Sunday, and you saw the cops try and get in that building, didn't you?
That's right. It was outrageous what I seen. It's like something straight out of communist China.
Huh. Well, and you were there when the police tried to smooth talk their way into the door. Now, some of those church elders knew the law, maybe even better than the cops did. There's part of the criminal code that says you cannot disturb a church. Tell us about that, because you filmed that key interaction, which I think showed the whole game. That I think they were really trying to intimidate that church. Tell me about that film that you recorded.
Yeah, so the AHS and the police were trying to get into the church, but the elders seemed to know a lot better than they did, and I guess outsmarted them, and then they had to turn away because it's against the law to do that. Yeah,
Section 176.2 of the criminal code says it's actually a crime to disrupt a church service. I actually didn't know that till just a few months ago. I think that's a pretty good law, by the way. And by the way, that law applies to everyone, including police, including health officers. Your first adventure with Rebel News was extremely stressful, and frankly, I thought there was a 50-50 chance we'd never see you again. I'm kidding around. You were with us in Montreal when the Montreal police tried to raid our Airbnb that happened to be on a houseboat without a search warrant. We had a real standoff there. That didn't scare you off?
No, I mean, it was exciting, and it was definitely outrageous what the police are doing. It didn't scare me off. It rather like encouraged me to be here and want to help, because this should not be happening.
Right on. Well, listen, we're delighted to have you aboard. I like the fact that you care about things. When I went to that Grace Life Church and I saw you there, and it was clear to me that you really believed in our mission of telling the other side of the story. And occasionally we actually go even farther and help people fight in the court of law. We don't represent Grace Life Church, but we are helping other churches around Canada. So it's nice to have you here. I know you're working closely with our chief reporter, Sheila Gunn Reid, and I think that's going to be a key to your success. Sheila, I think, is the best of the Rebels. She's got one foot in the city, one in the country. She's a little bit oil and gas, a little bit farm, a little bit big. Like, she's just got all our bases covered. And in the 6 years she's been with us, she hasn't put a word wrong. So if you stay close to Sheila and follow her guidance, I think you two could be an outstanding citizen journalist. I know it. And it's fun to have you aboard.
It's an honor to be out here, and Sheila's amazing. So
isn't that the truth? Well, listen, great to have you here. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.